y'all. It's Latana. Today I'm on the press and I'm gonna print on these next level t-shirts, and I thought I would share some printing tips with you. So a lot of times, or most of the time, you hear people printing a big thing that people have a problem with is printing white ink. And I've done a lot of videos on tips when printing white ink, but I've never given a tip for printing black ink. So today I thought I'd give some tips when printing black ink. One thing that you want to do when printing black ink, especially when you're printing on something like this, a nice, soft, beautiful garment, you want to use a higher mesh screen. So let's start with the 156. You can go all the way up to a 195, which would give you a barely there feel, which would feel pretty much like a water-based print. But when I'm printing white ink, I only coat the screen once. I'm sorry, black ink, I only coat the screen once because I'm not looking for a thick ink well, right? A lot of times I see people who have printed their jobs with black ink, and that black ink looks all bumpy and it just looks a hot mess and it's real thick. So one thing we do, we use a higher mesh count. Then we don't double coat the screen, and instead of flooding the screen, we just push it, or if you're going to pull it, just pull it, but no flood. Because what happens, see how that is just nice and smooth. So you clear the screen nice and smooth. If you want to come back up without any ink and come over that screen again, what that does is that goes over your ink, gives you a smoothing effect, okay? Gives you a smoothing effect, and you're going to have a nice thin coat of ink on your screen. Now, go ahead and raise this up. So when we run this through the dryer, that print's going to be nice and soft. And it's not going to come out all shiny and clunky looking. Another tip is that if you see, when you're printing, if you noticed your design on the plate, that means that you need to up your mesh count, because your mesh count is too low, and you really need to up your mesh count because you don't want to have ink on that plate, okay? Hope that helps you guys. If you're liking the video and you love the channel, then go ahead and subscribe. See how I grab that ink instead of flooding, and just gonna come back behind the ink and just get a little bit, and go ahead and give it a good push. And then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to smooth it. You don't even have to do the smoothing technique. That's pretty much up to you. But you do it that one time and you're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and knock off the rest of these, and then hopefully, if I get time, I'll come back and show you some tips on printing white ink. I think white ink. I'll come back and show you some tips on printing white ink. Talk to y'all later.